Hi, now we're going to talk a little bit about persuasion. This is very much what we would typically consider a part of a sales orientation. However, keep in mind the art of persuasion or the skill is just as useful in personal relationships as it is in business. And fundamentally, what persuasion really is getting people to do what you want them to do. Hopefully what you want them to do is a good thing for them. That's the personal responsibility part. But I mean this in the nicest possible way. A lot of people view the sales stuff and persuasion as being pushy and aggressive, and it can be, but the better way is to get people to want to do what you want them to do, as opposed to you're not compelling them or forcing them in any way, shape, or form to do that. So the way you do that is some basic skills. You never argue. You're never going to win an argument, because even if you prove them wrong and you tell someone they're wrong, you don't win. They will not like you. If you tell them they're wrong and prove it, they're not grateful to you for that, even if it's in their best interests. It's not human nature. You're going to cause them to lose face, and they will not like you. And again, this is even if you were right, you're going to lose either way. A saying I've always liked is, a man convinced against his will is of the same opinion still. So even though you convince them intellectually, they still sort of believe their old point of view. You are not going to change them by arguing and raising your voice and all that sort of thing. A better approach is to, after they've stated their opinion, thank them for their point of view. I appreciate your input. Don't be defensive, like, oh, the minute they said something, you got to rebut it right away. No, be very gracious and listen. Thank them for their point of view. Stay calm. Do not raise your voice, because you raise your voice, they raise theirs, and pretty soon everybody's yelling at everybody. So be calm. Even if you're a little angry, control the temper. Let them finish. Don't interrupt them. Don't try to get your point in. Let them finish. This is let them get their point of view out there. So don't resist. Don't defend yourself. Don't get into a bait. Let them talk. And then start when you do finally kick in and start, look for areas of agreement. Oh, I see we agree on this, this, and this. That's notice how the tone in the room will have, if you do all of this, is a lot calmer than if you are going back and forth, kind of disputing and arguing with each other. Okay. If you are wrong in some area, admit it. Be honest. Admit areas you're wrong. If they make a good point, admit it. Don't fight it. Don't think now it's not, you don't have to save face. So don't fall into the same trap that usually the person we're talking to, we're worried that they're going to fall into. Be honest, admit you're wrong. If they make a good point, give them credit. So apologize if something is wrong. If your company did something wrong, apologize. Don't try to defend it no matter what. Here's where one of those phrases from one of the first or second module comes in. And there were others up there too that you may want to incorporate here. I may be wrong, but, and I may be wrong, I frequently am, or endless variations of that. That deflates what you're about to say to them next. So they won't feel that you are telling them absolutely they're wrong. Because you're holding back the possibility that I may be mistaken, but here's what I think. And that's a powerful kind of debate strategy in a persuasion situation. And again, promise to think over their position. Let them know you're not dismissing them out of hand, that you're going to think it over. Thank them for their opinion, their point of view. If they don't immediately respond and agree with you, postpone decision till later. So instead of getting turned down for the sale or getting a negative decision right now, have them postpone. Sometimes it just takes some little time. Remember, they may be changing a long-held view that they have had. That doesn't just happen easily. So they may have to actually think about, if you've made some good points along the way, they may need a little time. So suggest a later meeting rather than pushing the question right up front. And you now can make some determination. Is it worth going forward? Based on how it all went, you'll have a pretty good feel for whether or not you got a shot at this or not, and whether it's going to be successful.